Hey, Robbie here from Save Stores, and I am so excited today to be talking to you about cabinets. I get people all the time asking, why would you get a cabinet? And I'm like, why would you get a garage for your car? It gives it a home and it makes it easier to use. So let me show you why I love these koalas and what makes them different in the cabinet world. So first off, I like to start with the colors. So a lot of cabinets only come in 2 or 3 colors. Here we get 4, and they're the most popular ones in our store are the white and the teak. But they also have this awesome American oak, and Brazilian cherry. So they do have a wide variety of colors. So you can see as you look at these, you can see all the different finishes that they come in. You can see how thick and how well they are constructed. They're wrapped all the way around, so there's no exposed product underneath. So everything that's in here, so there's no risk of warping or swelling or anything like that that can ever happen. That's unique to them in the industry. But I want to tell you some of the things that I really like about these. So in the olden days with Koala, you bought a cabinet. And the problem with that is they had to build your cabinet to order. So you had to wait. You had to wait till they were doing your color of wood, and then you had to wait till they were doing your style of cabinet. What they've done now is so smart, but it's also so cool for you, is they've standardized them. So now you get what they call a base unit, and there's 3 different bases, and I'll walk you through and show you those. Then you choose your drawers if you need them, drawers and caddies and other accessories that you can add to the cabinet. So the benefit of this is they can stock a whole bunch of drawers, they can stock a whole bunch of base units, and you get to build the cabinet. So the turnaround time is a lot quicker. Also, they kind of cut their price because now they're throwing in extras that you used to have to pay more for. So every Koala cabinet comes with a 3-inch height bottom. What does that mean? What that means is every one of them doubles as a cutting table now. So when you walk up to them, they're sitting and you can cut your fabric right on top. So depending on what setup you have, depends on what size mat you can get. And you can lay out all your work, but you get a ton of workspace. And that's what I love about these, is they really double up so that now a lot of us sew in like maybe an old bedroom or a living room or something like that. Well, with this, you now don't have to have that other cutting table that you have to put the arms down and slide it away. Some of us are spoiled and have room for our own cutting table. For those of us that do have that space, they make a cutting table too that you can have sitting separate. But they also added the Outback leaf. And if you want to come over here, Bailey, I'm going to show you real quick. This is really cool. All it does, so it can fold down, so if you want to push it up close to the wall and not have it take up as much space. But when we're working on our projects, when they come out the back of the machine, they need somewhere to sit. So you can put, let's see if I can get this up here. There we go. Look at that. Bada boom. And now you can wheel these right up next to it, and you now have a much bigger work surface here when you're doing all of your quilting. And what I love too is I get a lot of people that ask about drawers, and these drawers are all full extensions, so you can get right into the back. They don't open halfway like a lot of the sewing ones. It's like, why did they do that? You got all your notions back here, you can't get to them. And they're all soft close, so they close nice and soft, but you can move these around. So if you want a bigger drawer over here, perfect, just wheel it over. And what I love too about these koalas is they're made by sewers. So they know all the little struggles. So those of us that have an embroidery arm, you need a place to store it. And a lot of times it just sits on the side of the cabinet, on the floor, maybe in a closet. Here, it's all ready for you. And I love it. You just pull it out. It's literally made for your machine. Slide it on and you're literally ready to rock. Now I know what you're thinking. I have a Bernina. My arm doesn't fit in there. Well, we thought of you too. We have the Bernina Drawer, and I recommend getting it on the 2nd drawer. This actually pulls down and you slide the arm right out. How cool is that? And then right here, there's room for some rolls of stabilizers, so there's no wasted space in this. But I like to order this on the 2nd drawer. This is my little pro tip for you, because when you reach for a drawer, you're naturally gonna reach for the top drawer. So this is gonna be the one that you're gonna keep all the little goodies that you wanna access. This one you can put your arm in, and this is for the bigger, heavier things that you don't wanna have to lift and put in. I love it. We also have a thread storage area, and these are on magnets, so they actually tip, which is really cool, so you can get them angled for you, which makes it nice. You notice I have king cones in here, mini kings, all different sizes, and maybe I have some Aurifil in my store, I don't know, or I do. You can come on in, get some. We just picked that brand of thread up, absolutely love it. Bree talked me into it. She's like, yeah, she's into quilting and all that, so loves it. But I know what you're thinking, like, okay, I'm done cutting. I got all my fabric cut, now I'm ready to sew. So I love this. We can just slide this out of the way, take out our insert here, and with a push of a button, I can raise up my machine. And this will bring it right up where we need it here. And then they make these things called inserts. And I get people that ask me, like, what is an insert? And an insert is a little custom cut plexiglass piece, and you can add these if you want one. And they slide on the machine, and they give you a flat work surface so that you don't have to have, let's get this all over, and then we'll put the machine down a little bit, and then we'll flip her on, and it's ready to go. So the benefit of a cabinet is your machine is always ready to rock. And that's the problem a lot of us sewers run into, is we're sewing on a dining room table. Maybe we're kicking someone out of a shared space. So when you're done with your project, you've got stuff scattered everywhere. There's no storage for anything, and you're having to dig it out, which means that every time you want to sew, you have to dedicate some time just to sit down and start sewing. With this cabinet or any other cabinet, you're ready to rock. You've got your machine ready to go. You can just sit down and start sewing. If you don't have people coming over, you can leave it up all the time, but it is nice to be able to put it down and double it up to use it as that cutting table. But on top of that, now let's say I want to use my embroidery arm. So what I can do here is I would have my drawer set on this side, and I can flip this out. And now take out my insert. And I love how it just stores in the back here, so it always has a home. And it also stores the white one as well, but I'm going to be putting that one back in here in a minute. And we can just lift this all the way back up. And now with our arm, we can slide it out, pull out our arm, and slide it on. Of course, turn the machine off before you put your arm on, pro tip. And then you turn it on, and now you're ready to go, and you're ready to rock, and you're in embroidery. Now, remember I talked about that 3-inch height mod? So many times when we're doing embroidery, we don't sit down at our machine and thread them up. They're in the middle of doing their little thing, so we just walk up and we want to do our color changes. So because it's 3 inches higher than any of our other cabinets, it's a lot closer for you to just reach out and thread it, so it's a lot easier on your back. Remember, cabinets are about ergonomics. When I first got into this, my dad said that cabinets are sit better, see better, sew better. And it never really made sense until I started doing demos on folding tables, and then the big machines were in cabinets, and it just felt so much better to be sitting at a cabinet. And then I brought a cabinet home for my wife, who was sewing on a dining room table. I know, naughty me, but she's now got a cabinet. You're welcome, honey, I love you. But now when she sits down and sews, she can sew all day, and she doesn't get the stress in the shoulders and the scrunching because you're trying to sew because your machine's at the wrong height. Now what makes this so unique with their height mod is if you come down here, Bailey, we have 3 different heights that we can make this for. So this is the highest height. So when you bring your chair in, you adjust the chair to match the table height. So you're sitting at the right height. Then we raise the floor to fit your feet. So if you've got really short, this part, like me, guilty, you can want all of this. So it makes it up. But if you're big like Bailey, then you're definitely going to want to take some of these out. And they just lift right out. They're all on wheels. Oops, get this over here. And they just pull out. So this is with the Robbie riser. Sure, comes with it. Comes with the Robbie riser. I love that. But here is the base number 1. And then if you're really tall like Bailey is, then you're gonna slide this out and you can put it right down on the bottom. And I love this because now this cabinet, even though it's taller, I always thought in my head, short cabinets for short people, tall cabinets for tall people. Now, this cabinet is for all people, and I love that about this. So I'm gonna put it back together because this one's gonna be built for Robbie. I like this. It's gonna be Robbie size. So we're gonna slide this in here. And get her right in. There we go. And it's really very easy to put together. And now you're ready to go. So remember, I said I was gonna talk to you about some of the base units. We covered the caddies. We have a bigger caddy, a wider caddy. This one you can do with a Bernina option or not. If you don't have a Bernina cabinet, I recommend not getting the Bernina option. But if you do, it's awesome. It is incredible. It's a super great storage way. If you have an embroidery machine, I recommend going this one. Now, if you have a Bernina embroidery machine, because we're doing our arm over here, I wouldn't recommend getting this cabinet because you're not gonna have a real use for that. So come on over here. This is the exact same base unit without that pull-out drawer, but instead you get shelves. And if you can get in here, let me see, we'll get on this side. There's little hooks for your hoops. So you can hang all your hoops. Maybe you're like, hey, I don't have an embroidery machine yet. Okay, well, you can hang your rotary cutters and scissors on there. There's always something to use it for, which is really, really cool. Or you can use it as a little mini coat rack. That's a joke. But you come in here, so now you've got another base unit. Here's the drawer unit without the Bernina insert, which is really nice. And they're full extension. Can you see that? They come all the way out. And then the other base unit is this over here. Because I get a lot of people that just want some drawers. So this gives you a very simple base unit and some drawers. So this is a neat option. We've got special deals right now. So if you have questions, I'm not done yet, but if you have any questions, give us a call. 503-775-7283. These koala cabinets, they are incredible. We do have financing available, but we've got special deal going right now, a promotion. So you're gonna wanna take advantage of that. Again, 503-775-7283. Now, a neat little connection is the same company that owns Koala also owns Baby Lock. So we're gonna jump over here real quick past all of these air threaders. Air what? Yeah, you'll have to call us and find out. But they make a table that will actually hold your serger. This has 8 threads, and I'm gonna be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of times you're gonna be using all 8. So if you wanna pull them off, there's actually neat little storage holes in here that'll hold your threads for you. Let me show you that a little easier, because this has a magic trick. This lifts up, so you can use this double as storage for all of your extra things. So here's our cover stitch. Might be asking, what's that? Give us a call, we can show you. But check that out, and there's holes all the way down, so you can store all kinds of thread in there, which is really cool. It's a soft close. Everything on these is very premium. You've got a hole here that you can put a plastic bag in for your thread catcher, a spot for the knee lifter to raise and lower the presser foot here, which is awesome on this Triumph here, which is an incredible machine. But I absolutely love it. These little discs here, they're magnetic. They put a little magnet in there. So if you're pulling pins and putting them, they just stick in there. It's like a little pin cushion. So super cool. But I just wanted to give you guys a brief little tour of these koala cabinets that we have. Give us a call, 503-775-7283. Schedule your own building session, and we'll build these up for you. Get them ordered, and you'll absolutely love it. They're going to totally transform your sewing space, but really, they're going to make it all easy. And that's what easy's fun. And if we're able to sit down at a machine, have it work, be ready for us when we're ready to sew, you're going to use it more. So this is going to get you inspiration to play more, plus freedom to do stuff that you otherwise couldn't, because you're going to have the room in the back and all of that. So no matter what your space is, we've got a cabinet that we can build for you. And if Koala maybe isn't the one for you, we have other brands that are awesome too. But Koala's got a lot of really unique things, so that's why I wanted to kind of show you some of the things that make Koala special. So give us a call, 503-775-7283. Bye.